Hello and welcome to Scribblenuts videos on a masterclass to constructing your own character sheets. Today I'm going to just talk about the idealistic man. Now, the idealistic man in this diagram, as you can see, is approximately 8 heads high and 2 1/4 heads wide. Now this was 2 1/3, but I've changed it to 2 1/4 because I think people don't tend to understand thirds that well and understand quarters better. So I've changed it to 2 1/4, which is approximately correct. And I also want to bring in some more features here to show you where all these proportions come from. Now, to start with, I've got my pen on, that's it. This is the basic head, obviously. 1 head, 2 heads, 3 heads, 4 heads, 5 heads, 6 heads, 7 heads, 8 heads there. Right, so there's your 8 heads. 2 1/4 heads this way. From the whole thing, not just half. That's 2 1/4 heads altogether, or 1 1/8, which is a quarter of a half of a quarter, which is 1/8. So we're going to start with a few basic principles of the body, where the different bits come from, and this is how it all been worked out by somebody else, not me. This is I'm only relating what I've learnt myself over to you, and hopefully you'll be able to use it in your drawings of your character sheets, on your character sheets, should you decide to do your own. Now I'm going to start with a few basic things. So what I thought I'd do is I bring in another person, and his name is Mr. Head, or Talking Heads as I call it. And this is Mr. Talking Head. Now he's talking heads here, you see, because he's proportioned in head sizes. I'll find my brush again, brush keeps disappearing. As you see, I put number 1 on his head, and then we've got number 2 from the chin to his chest area, and we've got 1/4 of a head for the neck. So the chest starts at the top here, the chest across the 2 points of the shoulders is 1/4 of a head down, but it's still part of the head number 2. Okay, and then you get head 3, which goes down to the waist, and then you've got the 4th one that goes down to the groin. You've then got 2 heads that go to the bottom of the knee, but you must come up 1/4 inch or just above the line for the knee, or your knee line, just above it, because it's how it's proportioned that way. So you've got 2 less 1/4 will give you 1 3/4 to the top of the leg, top of the knee, and then that 1/4 of a head for the knee bit. So then we've got approximately 2 heads left for the calf muscles, the ankle and the foot. That gives you your distance there, and then you've got approximately 1 3/4 heads from the shoulder to the elbow. It should work out, if you look on this side, there's the point there, and it goes down here to the elbow, and that is approximately 1 3/4 heads, because we know that's 1/4 there, between there and there is 1/4, so we know that's 1 3/4 approximately, which should bring your elbow to the waistline on the male. Then obviously we've got this bit left over here, which I worked out to 1 1/4 inches, which is 1/4 inch for the hand. Well, 1/4 inch, I keep saying inches, so used to working in Imperial. It's 1 1/4 heads, we're talking heads here, it's the name there. So it's 1 head and 1/4 head to the tips of the fingers to the elbow, approximately. I mean, it's not written in stone. You draw what you feel looks comfortable to you, what you think it looks right. Let me just get my pen here. I'll try and change this pen a minute, because that's way too big for what I want to show you. I'll go to 3, and what I'm saying is there, when I can find my pen, there it is, it's gone small. Let me just increase my pen size, if it'll go. It's going up, but it's not showing it for some reason. Oh well, we'll try and draw it in there. So if that was the top of the shoulder, we would come down to the waist for the elbow. So see that line better. That will bring us to our elbow joint there, and then the other 1 1/4 heads will bring you down to approximately there, about halfway down the thigh of the arm, like so. So that will give you that proportion there. Your arm sort of, you get up and stand up, and you'll see that your arm your fingertips I should say, come to the center of your thigh here, which is, this is annoying me, this brush, hang on, let me change to my rubbing out brush, that's it. Yeah, so you can see it better. There's the hand, and there's the forearm and the wrist. Then we've got the other elbow joint there, and then we've got the arm coming down there, going up to Mr. Shoulder up here, joint up there, like that. Obviously we ain't made up of circles and joints like, well, we have got joints like that in our bones, but for drawing purposes they can be tubes. I usually try and use tubes if I can. I'm just going to increase my brush again, see if I can get it to come up. That's better. Right, it's way too big now. Let's go down. Right, so we've got, that's better. So we've got the shoulder there. Get the joint there, because we've got a shoulder blade there, and that all fits that together. Rub that out, it looks awful, doesn't it? Let me reiterate that arm there a bit. Arms don't go like that, do they? No, they go more in there and then round to the shoulder. Right, so there you go. We've got this little joint there, which is approximately, I mean, it's not got to be exact, but you do what you think at the end of the day is what looks good to you. If it don't look right, then you know you've got to check your heads and make sure you've got the right amount of heads in there, or yeah, the right amount of heads into that proportion approximately. I mean, obviously the obvious thing to say is that if I was to draw an arm down here and it was that long, and then someone said to me, put your arm up a bit, you would see it shorter. It'd be called what they call foreshortened, which is, it was there, but at that angle you can see it from there. I'll show you on this side. If that's one arm, and then that was the other one down, as you lift it, the angle changes. This angle here changes from that to that. So that's foreshortening. What it's showing is that fact that arm is lifted up, and you can't see it as long. So on the side here, obviously it's got to be the full arm, isn't it? So that would make sense. But if you were seeing it from the side, maybe from that direction, and he lifted his arm up this way, we moved his arm out here like so, that would automatically be foreshortened, because you're now at this point and not this point. As you raise up and you're looking from that view, that arm gets shorter and shorter. So I could put that circle there and a half circle there like that, and that could be the arm and the hand going across like that, or whichever way your hand's going. I'll put the hand there, so that would be the hand, but you wouldn't see the full true length of that arm. So you can't say, oh, that's 1.5 heads high, can you? Because it's been foreshortened. We're talking side views, views that you can see and not angled, so you must take that into account when you work out your drawings. Now I've got half a minute left, so I'll have to call it a day here. I hope these bits of information have been helpful, and I hope to see you in the next video, hopefully. If you have any questions or want to put a comment, please do, and don't forget that like. Bye for now.